I could spend hours here. Seeing all these cars makes me so happy. Everything handmade, as you can see, looks extremely interesting. Here you can see a fully stripped G-Class. The only thing you can recognize are the wheels, the brakes, and a bit of the interior. No headlights, nothing. The last GT900 rocket from Brabus. Brabus factory is just heaven for every Mercedes, especially G-Class fanboy and fangirl. Hello guys, I am back today welcoming you all with this. Look at this lineup. We have one G63, a second one, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, a lot of them. And on the other side we even have more, double the G-classes, double the fun. We are today at Brabus, at the headquarters here in Bottrop, and today I promised you we will be doing the factory tour. So join me on today's video, doing a full factory tour, showing you all the sides of Brabus. But before we do that, let me just show you the parking lot, because here you see cars that you never ever see somewhere else. For example, look at this S-Class and S-Class Maybach lineup. S680, 680 normal base S-Classes. But over here we have something that I'm a huge fan of. The CLS Rocket, the real rocket with the V12 800 engine from back in the days. This car is just absolutely beautiful and I really want to drive it one day, hopefully. I will do. The parking lot at Brabus is just, oh, I could spend hours here. Seeing all these cars makes me so happy. I literally spend, before I always come to Brabus all the time, the first thing I do, I check their cars and the lineup. For example, GLE Brabus, GLE, GLS Maybach, base cars, which, yeah, we are still waiting for the conversion. On this side, for example, we have a G800. This one right here, for example, is already finished, and the one next to it is also finished. This one is finished, and they are all waiting to be delivered. But some of them are still base G-classes, which are ready to be converted into Brabus G-classes like this one. But guys, let's talk. Let's just lose no time and get inside the Brabus holy factory halls. Let's go. So we are here right now at the interior department at Brabus, and here you can see they do all the leather and interior works all by hand. And for example, here you can see the door panel of a GLS, and it's finished in a darkish orange tone. And on the other side you can see a more bright orange tone with another version of the stitching. A nice design here also. Everything handmade, as you can see, looks extremely interesting. Orange is a very popular color, as you can also see on this one here, also with a different design and stitching. On this side is a black one. It's just so interesting. Here you can have another black one. You have some finished seats on this side for the Rocket Edition. It's just so cool. Also with the Brabus initials. This one finished in black. These finished in orange, also with the perforation. Is very, very cool. More brighter beige cream leather tone, which I'm a huge fan of. On this side you can also see the finished seat. And something very cool that I also have to show you is, I always mention it in the videos, you have a lot of interior pieces, for example for the G63, which they have to remove and then repaint. And this is what they are doing right here. You see all the small pieces of the G63, all the small buttons, everything. And here you can see how they are removing it. And all of these pieces, some of them are plastic, some of them are aluminium. The material is different. And on the other side right here, you can see some of them fully repainted and redone. I guess this one is for G63 Rocket Edition. All the small pieces, these are for the G63, for example, plus 200 pieces, which they have to remove and then repaint. It's so interesting to see. This one finished in full black gloss. On this side, we have a very popular color. This looks more like a, yeah, gloss, Tiffany blue, baby blue color tone, turquoise, which I'm a huge fan of. I really love the look of this. And these are also some interior parts completely redone. This one in a bright blue. There's a black gloss. On this side you can see the machine that is working on the leather. The humans can't be as precise as this machine. You see it's completely doing the stitching, the design that the customer asked for. And here on this machine you can see the progress of the machine and the stitching and the design, as well as the leather and everything here. Everything is then redone and cut by hand, as you can see. On this side you also have a few samples, blue, orange, whatever you like. You can customize it the way you want. I really love this blue color tone On the seats, this is the Tiffany blue, which is becoming very popular right now. On this side, you can see all the different leather tones, the dark blue, Tiffany blue, brown, black here with the crest stitching. On this side, we have the machine again. Very interesting to see these things behind the scenes, guys. So here we are also in another hall, and this one is completely redone. As you see, the floor is completely different as the other one. We have a lot of cars, the GLS here, which they are completely modifying and redoing. We have a GLC right there, the S-Class Maybach, the G800. We have G900 Rocket Edition, which is almost finished. And here in this place, they are just adding a few more details and finishing off the product. So here you can see a fully stripped G-Class. There is literally nothing on the car anymore. The side, the interior, the doors, the windows. The only thing you can recognize are the wheels, the brakes, and a bit of the interior. This is just so impressive to see. As you see, this is all they are doing here at Brabus, completely stripping out the full interior of this G63 AMG, and then they are completely redoing the interior. In my eyes, a Brabus is a whole new car, especially the G-Class. As you can see, all the effort and time they invest in this car. Here, even the complete engine unit is removed. And this looks so weird. No headlights, nothing. This is just so cool to see. For example, we have a GLS 800 here. The exterior is completely redone as well as the interior. And here, for example, we have the steering wheel of this car, which is the round-shaped GLS steering wheel. This is based on the GLS 600 Maybach. And with the Maybach, you also have the round-shaped steering wheel, which they have also redone, as you see, in the orange leather, and then with the carbon fiber works. Also, the buttons are completely redone and repainted in shadow chrome. Now, let's have a look in the interior. It's so crazy to see everything stripped out, but still, you can see a lot of Brabus parts which they have already added. The floor completely done in leather. Everything here, the dashboard, all done in Brabus leather. The displays are in, the seats are missing here, and a few more to make it a final product. Here at Brabus, you always see the craziest cars. I mean, just look at the color of this G63 complete conversion by Brabus. I guess this is a G800. How do you guys like the color on this one? Guys, look at this, the GLS 850 from Brabus with the old engine. And then you have a GLE Coupe here, the G-Class, also a V-Class right there, and another one right here. They also do V-Class conversions, full interior modifications. You have, a lot of things to do here at Brabus, a lot of options, and it's very interesting to see what they are capable of doing, especially on this side. It's almost done. Steering wheel, everything out, crazy. Right here you can also see the full engine unit for the G-Class, as you can see. Just crazy to see, just laying around here. I guess it's for this car right here. And we have the Rocket Edition wheels waiting to be put on. I guess it's for the same car we've just watched with the green details. So nice. Here we also have one very crazy and interesting project. This is the last GT900 Rocket from Brabus. As you can see, we have the Rocket engine here, and it will be inserted in the car. They have repainted it, redone, the full body is done, and the car is almost finished. Just so crazy to see, no headlights, everything removed. The car, you can just watch it from the down here with the exhaust mounted. Wow. And here in the back you can see the almost fully finished product. Guys, I can't wait. So at this point, the GT900 Rocket project is finished with this car, finished in uni gray, rocket gray, also with the red details. One of my favorite cars of 2020, if you can remember. All in all, guys, Brabus factory is just heaven for every Mercedes, especially G-Class fanboy and fangirl. I just love to be here every time I am. You see so many cool and interesting things. For example, the exhaust of the Rocket Edition. Then you have the unfinished product here. The interior department with all the crazy colors inside. And it's very cool to see everything behind the scenes. All top-notch quality. All of these parts are handmade, and you always have people to build it, so you don't have any robots or machines removing the parts or putting everything back together. It's all hand-built, and this is what makes Brabus so unique. So here inside we are in the new factory hall from Brabus. Inside here they have a lot of CNC machines and else. For example, let me show you one thing. Right over there we have the M177 AMG engine, which they get, and on base of these they produce the Rocket Edition engines, the 4.5 liter. So here's where the magic happens and where they extend the displacement from a 4 liter to a 4.5 liter with these CNC machines, as you can see. It's very, very interesting, especially for people that know something about engineering. And here you have one of them working currently, producing holders for the engine pumps. It's so cool. Also on this side, very busy. And there will be a lot more inside here. This is just a new place. Right over here you can also see some examples of their work. Some of them finished in aluminium, and this is just so nice. All the components, for example, they need for the G-Class or else. So interesting to see and very impressive work. Wow. So here we are at another department and station. Right here you see there's a lot of electronical stuff going on. For example, let me show you this right here. If you go for the single-seater executive seat option for the G-Rocket, which I showed you in the videos, you can have these cup holders or the cooling for your drinks and else, or the wireless charging for your phone. They do it all in here, and they get this part all done and ready, so they can put it to the other factory place where they assembly and install the final product. As you can see, it's a lot of work. But back in the days, I remember they used to do Sprinter business lounge, for example, and inside they had like cooling for your champagne bottles, or coffee machine, or I don't know, a lot of things which they did in this factory. So right inside here we have the testing station for the cars. They bring the cars here and then they do some emission testing or some speed testing. As you can see, they just put the car on these wheels and then they drive them top speed and then check all the information data, and the last checkups for the engines, the cars and everything, they do it inside here. So here we have a testing place for the engines, which they did back in the days. For example, here we have the 800 horsepower Brabus 6.2 bi-turbo Brabus engine, and it's so crazy to see. Back in the days they connected the engine and they let it run for, let's say, 24 hours just to have the final checks and all the information and else. And let me show you one picture. Right over here they have the SLR engine, and you see here this is all red, because the car is running up on full RPM, on max RPM, and everything was glowing here. It was just so crazy and impressive. And this is all on air, as you can hear. So upstairs there are still a few offices, and so they can still work. Very, very crazy. They were also simulating different temperature conditions to fully test and check the engine and all the capabilities. And right here we are at the production place for these kind of parts. For example, here for the G-Class front or other models, this is almost final product, and in here they also insert the LED lights, for example. Or when we turn over here, we have this component which they put on the Maybach on top with the watches and else. It's just so interesting to see. On this side, they have the ovens, for example, for the production of these parts, which is very interesting. The old clay models from the EV12, for example, is just so crazy. And here you can see the final touches for all the parts, also the carbon fiber parts, where they get them ready. For example, right over here, where they also install the light unit for the G-Class with all the finished carbon fiber parts. This is very interesting. And right over here we have a mono block, one of my favorite ones. So here we are at the engine factory at Brabus, and they're doing everything in-house, as I mentioned. For example, with the Rocket engine back in the days, what they do is they have the base engine with the Mercedes M177, the 4-liter engine, the V8, and what they do is they extend the displacement from a 4-liter to a 4.5 liter, and with this they also have new pistons and everything. You see that? Here we have the demo parts, the prototypes, and on this side you see the finished ones. These are all from Brabus. Very cool and interesting to see as well. They are working on an engine right now. On this side is all hand-built and handmade. And on this side you can also see another engine which they are working on right now. This, I guess, is for the G-Class 900 Rocket Edition engine. Very cool to see. And something that I also have to mention, for example, right over here we have the Brabus turbocharger. These are also completely different to what we have with the base AMG ones. very interesting to see. And there's one thing I have to show you is this quote right here. It's from Bodo Buschmann, the founder of Brabus. He always said, never work for money, work for passion. It's one of my favorite quotes. So guys, we are now right inside the showroom here at Brabus. And inside here we have a few cars. Some of them are for sale and some of them are already sold. For example, this GLE 800 with a very nice exterior paint with the full Brabus conversion and the Brabus engine. This one is sold. Then we have a GLS 900 Rocket Edition, which we filmed in Mallorca for you. This one, for example, is still for sale. Then we have a G-Class right here and another one. Both of them are already sold. G800, another G800, nice exterior interior combination. And then right over here we have the C-Class, the AMG line, I think the C220 with the Brabus wheels and Brabus conversion. Then we have the Brabus 900 E-Class with the 4.5 liter Rocket Edition engine and the G900 Rocket Edition with the 900 engine. We have this right here, the 280 SE from the classic department, still up for sale. We have the 280 SL Pagodi and another 280 SE 3.5. I'm not sure if this is the V8 or the 6-cylinder, but fully restored and done by Brabus. They're just very cool. And just a side fact, they are going to redo the entire showroom here. So this look is just temporary.